it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today's Inspire Create Challenge Day, and we love an Inspire Create Challenge Day. Well, mostly we do. So today our project is a colour challenge, and the challenge is quite a challenge because it's black and white. It's not monochrome, it's black and white. Monochrome I could probably do, because then we've got shades, but it's black and white. So this is the project I have come up with. It's black and white. I have used everything black and lots of white. So let me show you how I made it. We are obviously using black and white cardstock because it's black and white week. So I've got a piece of basic black card, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but I've run this through the subtle embossing folder, and it is gorgeous. It's just not very easy to show on camera. I don't even know if you can see it. Maybe if I catch the light on it, you can see. It's subtle. It's like fabric, sort of. It's like a slub silk. So it's got that kind of knobbly feel to it. It is gorgeous. So I've run a piece of basic black card through that. This is my usual 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Don't worry about measurements. They are all over on my blog post, which as ever is linked below in the description bar. I am using 2 stamp sets. I'm using 9 Lives, which is from the Spring Summer set and coordinates with the Cat Punch, which was in the autumn winter, not this last year, but the year before, and then it's now in the annual catalogue. That catalogue we all forget. We do still have that lovely annual catalogue until the beginning of June. So the spring summer catalogue goes through to the beginning of June, and the annual catalogue, if I had a brain I would be dangerous, goes through until the beginning of June as well. This is annual, this is spring summer. The subtles embossing folder is also in the annual catalogue. I'm also using the artisan textures, which are gorgeous. They're as near as gorgeous grunge as we've had since we lost gorgeous grunge, and I love gorgeous grunge. I'm using this splodgy sprinkly set, so this is in the annual catalogue as well. So let me show you how I put this all together. Needless to say, I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black because it's black and white. I have somewhere, yes, there we are, I have a scrap of Whisper White. I have mounted my outline cat on my block. Now, the key to doing this is because we've got this tail, and I've said this numerous times, let's use the one I'm not using as an example. So when you take your stamp off the backing, eventually, this is a danger zone, because if you don't have this in the right place, and obviously it's the same for all of them, then you're not going to meet up with the stamp. So what you want to do is pop your stamp down and just leave it on something that's not sticky, like paper. And then when it's relaxed, you can just bring in your block and pick it up, and then you'll know that it is the right shape for the stamp. So I have done that with 2 of the stamps because I've got the outline and then the pattern. So Memento Tuxedo Black. Memento is a fabric stamp, so it's harder than our usual classic stamp pads. So you want to do a bit of a sort of a twist and then a bounce, and then you get a good covering. And I'm using a corner. Actually, that's not, I say you get a good covering. That wasn't a very good covering. Let's try that again. That's better. Of course, the joy of photopolymer, as you can see. So I'm using a corner because the stamp's going to come in from underneath. The punch is going to come in from underneath. So there is our basic cat. And then I've got the, I can only describe it as splodgy infill. And this is on a ridiculous size block. It does not need to be on an E block. but my D block is all ready for class, so I don't want to get myself confused. So I've inked that up again, and the key to this is to get it as well lined up as you possibly can. There is part of me that wonders whether it's almost easier to do this before the outline, but that really would be very strange. Okay, fingers crossed. Yay, it worked! Okay, so that's our filler. So we do need that again, but let's pop the lid on for the moment. Even loosely is better than not at all. Pop your stamp into your stamped image into the punch and line it up, and as you can see it lines up beautifully because I let it relax. We have lost its whiskers. I'm not that worried, to be honest. Right, okay, so this is 5 1/8 by 3 3/8, so it's quite a lot smaller. So we still need the black because we've only got black to play with. I suppose it does make it easy to remember which ink pad I'm using. So I am just going to splodge and then ink up again, turn it round and kind of vaguely line it up-ish a bit and splodge. So I'm just filling in a bit of background. There is no right or wrong place for it. And while I've got the ink pad out, I'm also going to stamp True Love Has 4 Paws, because it does. As you know, I have 3 cats, so True Love actually has 12 paws in our house, because we have 3 cats. And they are gotta get this right, tortoiseshell, we used to have a tabby, a tortoiseshell mustard, a black and white cat, which is not dissimilar to this, which is Salt, and then a completely black cat, who is Pepper. Salt is very, very shy. Pepper is a complete wuss and loves being cuddled and is gorgeous. They're all gorgeous, but he's a real cuddle cat. And Mustard, you can stroke anything that isn't white. And if you stroke anything that isn't white, she loves you a lot. The moment you go on to white, she doesn't like you very much at all, which is basically most of her belly. She'll lie on her back and put her legs in the air and go on, I dare you. But don't stroke her tummy, because she won't like it. And being a tortoiseshell, she will tell you exactly how much she doesn't like it. So, bit of liquid adhesive on the back. Now I've used liquid adhesive because, and I've smudged. Okay, well, that wasn't very good, was it? So we'll be doing that layer again. So let me pull this off, because that has smudged and I don't like smudge. So let's take that off and we will stamp that bit again, because that's not good. So what did I say? I said 3 3/8 by 5 1/8. So 3 3/8 by 5 1/8. So there's a moral in that story. Make sure your ink's dry before you smudge across it. Okay, right, tuxedo black. Let's ink that up again. And go there. And there. And True Love Has 4 Paws, or in our household, 12. I think that was what I was saying, wasn't it? There we go. That's better. Right. Okay. Very carefully, when you're sure it's dry, let's put the glue on here, because I kind of know where it's got to go, because there's some there already. So I'm using liquid adhesive for this. I don't normally use liquid adhesive when I'm using Whisper White, because it can sometimes show through. But because I'm sticking to an embossed background, I'm going to turn it over. There's more hope of the glue actually sticking to the embossed area. Right, okay, so after which excitement, mini sequins, obviously in black. Now you could change this up and do this in a different colourway, but obviously the challenge is for black and white, so I'm, embracing it. I've just put a little bit of snail down just so that I've got placeholders for my sequin, because all I'm going to do is take it, and the idea here is to not turn it over because you want the sequins facing up the whole time. So you need to just manipulate it carefully and then just zigzag across your card. And the other joy of this, you can do it with ribbon as well, which means that there is more of a chance of it going through as a normal size letter stamp than a large letter. And we like that, particularly now postage has gone up. Right, so that's that. Now, if you're worried about that sequin falling off, I would take it off and then just add a tiny bit of multi-purpose adhesive, because that will dry clear, so it will mean that it will eventually be clear. So that's then going to go here. So I want that down a bit. What I am going to do is grab my dimensionals, which I've got lines on the back of, so I know what I've got. If you watched my top tip Tuesday last week, you will see that I did a top tip on that, which I learnt from somebody else. And I did credit them on my website, because I like to do that. So I need one there. Let's pop one there, because that's definitely going to need a dimensional. So we've got one there, and then we need one under there. Just there. And then we can take those off. And the joy of having a line on the back of your dimensional is you know that you've taken the backing off. Hoorah! Right, so let's just drop that. Whoops, I'm all thumbs. All thumbs and no fingers. There we are. Beautiful. And as I say, that little bit of liquid adhesive will dry. Right, the final touch is not those. The final touch is, oh, there they are, the metallic sequin assortment. Now you can either strip some sequins off your sequin trim, or you can just drop some little bits of liquid adhesive on your card. Grab your take your pick tool, and let's with your sticky end, pop those down. You do just need to make sure that you've got your finger to hand so that they can just come off. And then pick up another one. Now you could use the white ones because there are iridescent white in here as well. And then I like to just get the spatula. I've attached myself to the sequin trim, which is why that's going a bit doolally. And then the last one down there. And again, I just use my spatula end to make sure everything's in place. Pop your lid on your putty end, otherwise it will get fluffy and you'll have to use more putty than you actually need to. Then I've got a thick Whisper White card base, which I will fold and burnish. And then I just need some more liquid adhesive, ironed, scribble on the back of the black card, and pop that in place. And of course, because we're using liquid adhesive, it means that you can straighten things out whilst it's still just a wee bit damp. So there you go. That is my monochrome rather, my black and white project for our challenge today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Do hop over to my website where you will find a link to the Inspire Create Challenge website, and you can then leave your version of a black and white project there. Lots of inspiration. I've seen some of them already at the point of recording this. So lots of inspiration already there. You are going to love it. There are some amazing projects there already. So do go and have a look. As I say, have a look and just click the link below. When you shop with me, do remember to use the host code, which is below. It's also on my website. And if you use the host code, you get to share in the host rewards. If your order's over £150, please don't use the host code because it means you will lose your own host rewards. Remember, we have now got stamp storage by Stamping Up, which means you can buy storage for your ink pad, your markers, your blends, just general open storage. There's a lovely topper which will take your re-inkers. It's gorgeous. And you can also, while stocks last, get the floral grid paper, which is just heaven. It's gorgeous. I'm going to stock up on that because I love it. So do remember all of that. And if you've got any questions or comments, please leave those below. Do remember to subscribe if you don't already. That's in the bottom right-hand corner. Don't worry about me cluttering up your email box unless you ask for notifications when you have subscribed. You will not get emails. It will just alert you when you come over to YouTube that I've got a new video up. If you would like to sign up to my newsletter, you can do that over on my website. So lots of stuff to do there. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye!